we're back after a little hiatus.
I know. We took a little hiatus. We got really busy. We went to market. We had the holiday. But we're back.
Yes, we back. And we're ready to share a little update on everything that has happened in the past 2 weeks and a little bit about our trip.
Yeah, I'm just laughing because the way you just said that made it sound like we have some big news. But we don't.
Not at all.
No. But we
We're
are.
just going to chit chat and tell you guys about our trip.
Yeah. Do you have that chapstick on you?
No.
Oh.
Sorry. Vegas update. First of all, we found so much good stuff.
Wait, why would that be first of all? Because that's knee deep into the trip. That's not what I thought the first of all.
Well, I was thinking we're not going to really talk about the clothes that much, right? We're just going to.
Oh, I was just going to go chronologically how it went.
I know. How are we going to remember? Because our phones are on this thing. We can remember.
Sav will help us.
Yeah.
Okay. So the normal thing to do would be to go chronologically.
Okay. So we went to Vegas for buying market.
Yeah. Yeah.
To buy for fall and holiday, which went very well and very successful.
Yeah.
But we also mixed some fun in there.
Yeah, you got to. Especially if you're going that far, we're like, all right, we got to mix a little fun. We went in Saturday night because of the time change. It's always nice to go in at the night before the market starts, which Sunday we actually did a market day, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. So 4 days of market. We were there 4 total days, went to market every day.
Yeah.
But the night we got in was like a quote-unquote free night. Except it was weird because of the time change again.
Yeah.
We got in, but it was like...
Everything travel-wise went very smoothly, though, which I feel like I should knock on wood, but it's over, so I can say that. But the flight was smooth. And what did we even do the first night? I'm blanking. Was that the speakeasy night?
We got there, and we got pizza in the room because we were so hungry that we were like, let's just get pizza, and then we'll go find somewhere to go.
Yeah,
so
that
we
was when I asked the guy if
pizza.
I could take a picture of his hot dog.
Yeah, she asked a random man, can I take a picture of your hot dog? That looks good.
Well, it was really awkward because it was like one of those places where it was like fast casual. Like we didn't sit at a table, but you have to wait for your food to come out. And we ordered pizza, but somebody had ordered these hot dogs and they looked so good and they put them out on the counter. And I was hovering over with my phone camera to send these guys a picture because we all love good glizzy.
Yeah.
And he walked up.
Because we didn't know what that word was until Sav started with us last year. Now we only refer to a hot dog as a glizzy.
Yeah, the cool kids call it a glizzy. But anyway, he walked up. It was this tall, older man. He was probably in his 60s. And I was taking a picture of his food and he made eye contact with me. So I was like,
oh, I didn't realize you took it before you asked him. You just walked up to his plate and we're going to just take a pic?
We were, there was a crowd of people by this counter waiting on their food.
Okay, I thought this was at his table. Sorry.
No,
I was
no.
Oh my God.
No, it was at the main counter where they put your food out. Oh yeah, because you guys weren't with us.
Yeah.
And so he walked up while I was taking the picture because I didn't realize he was right there. And he was an older guy and we made eye contact and I could tell he was kind of you need me to wait?
Should I wait for the end?
And then it was really awkward. I was like, do you mind if I take a picture of your hot dog?
It looked good. What did we do that night? What'd you say?
We went to the vault.
Was that the first night?
Okay, so...
No.
Yeah, she's right.
Oh, yeah, no, you're right.
She's right.
I'm remembering by what we were all wearing in the photos.
We were supposed to go.
Right.
Yeah.
Do you want to... Can you just hop in here? Okay. Sorry, Sav is talking about it, and I'm just hop in.
This was the highlight of the trip.
Okay,
the giggles were...
Let me preface this. On the plane on the way there, I said to Sav, we were looking up speakeasies.
Yeah.
Because, we were like, oh, that's pretty cool, whatever.
Yeah.
And I looked up a picture, I don't know, on Instagram or something, and I was like, all right, it looks kind of swanky or pricey, but what do you think? And Sav said...
You did not say pricey.
Sav?
You said pricey.
Thank you.
Okay.
I said pricey.
Just not to what level?
What am I supposed to do?
She looked at it. No. She looked at it. I showed her.
You didn't show me the prices.
Savannah, I
said
handed
it
you
was
the menu.
Pricey. Oh, well, I didn't look.
And when
you saw the menu before we went in
there? Oh,
like a brief. Yes, you did.
You left that out.
Mm-hmm.
You did too.
I don't remember.
Okay, we perused, and I'm not saying we looked. We briefly looked at the menu, and I saw one drink, and it was kind of pricey, and I was like, oh, maybe that's just a pricey cocktail,
a $65 margarita.
Well, I came back and said, well, everything in Vegas is pricey.
Yeah, I was like, the blame is on her.
So that was kind of my fault. I didn't look very close.
Right. Okay. So that was.
You guys are not gonna be able to hear. You gotta talk into that.
Oh. I know. That's why I was trying to adjust it for tall ass stuff. Hold on.
So on the plane, they glanced at this menu and thought, oh, well, everything in Vegas is pricey.
I'll pass it to you in 2 turns. Okay, not we, yeah. Sav said that, and I was like, all right, you're right. We can try it out. And I just thought that the one page we looked at was like something, you know, like everywhere has like a pricey item. Like, whatever. All right, so we go down to the casino, and I'm like, this is the door. I've seen it on TikTok, you know, whatever.
And then we started
Everyone's doubting
that it was like actually
like, this is like a janitor's closet. I'm like, no, I think it's the door, whatever. And it ends up being the door. We walk in. It's this dark room with a like crystal chandelier
and a hostess stand
but
it's like in a dark hallway, like not in the actual restaurant.
So to be fair, before she was seating us, we like you couldn't get the vibe of the restaurant, so it's not like right then and there we could have been like, we should go.
And honestly, in hindsight, I feel like they should maybe like give you a heads up that you're walking into like
I think that, why would they do that though?
I mean, I feel like they
don't want to make someone feel bad.
Kind of a nice
you
way.
walk in and they're like, you look like you can't afford this. You should go.
While you're waiting, would you like to look at the menu?
That's fair. Okay.
You know what I mean? Because like, I mean, seriously, some people that are in Vegas might walk in there and be like, I got to roll. This place is like.
I mean, that's what we should have said. We got to roll. So we get in, we sit down, and immediately we all lock eyes and we're like, huh.
It was so quiet. So fancy.
Was it quiet? I feel like the music was pumping in there.
Well, the music might have been, but we were like one of three other parties.
This is where the elevator music come in. They had a full-on DJ, the guy with the hair.
Now I didn't see that.
I didn't either.
Well, I had nothing to do but to stare over at him and a full DJ.
Savannah did not say a word
music.
the entire time.
Mind you, we had a treat and we're feeling giggly, and we had a drink upstairs.
Extremely.
We bought a bottle of wine before we went, so you know. Just to set the scene, Savannah was not speaking. We're like,
no, I did. I was speaking and I was having a great time until the guy came over and was folding, and I don't know what he was doing to this napkin for over 5 minutes. And when I felt him behind me doing that, like groping himself with this napkin before our wine bottle even came over, that's when I stopped talking.
Literally just folding the napkin, putting it on top of the ice tray.
But it was extreme.
Sav turned up and she's like, did you see that? I'm like, no, but anyways, he was behind us, so that was the first thing.
The vibe of this place was not, like, it was so fancy and so expensive, and we were not in that headspace.
So she comes around and she's like, what would you guys, she says to Elizabeth and Tracy, what would you guys like to order? We find like the cheapest bottle of wine we can find so that we could all split it. And Elizabeth orders the bottle of wine. And so then she turns to Savannah and I, and she's like, and what about you two? We're like, oh, we'll just have a sip of theirs. We're like, what? We're not ordering something else.
So we were like, okay, let's just get one bottle of wine. We'll split it here and we'll get the hell out of here. Because it was just.
So we each had a glass of this wine, and somehow we looked down and Tracy had ordered basically a bar of gold.
It was the only other cheap thing on the menu that we could.
I need to find a picture. It was literally a bar of gold. Yeah, we were like, huh.
It was the best chocolate ever.
We got the cheapest bottle of wine available, split it 4 ways, and then also ordered like this like little piece of gold chocolate because that's all we could really afford.
Mind you, we're asking the waitress about the dinner that we're going to the next night, which is like the most classic Vegas called Super Freako.
Kind of like a drag show.
Yeah, but she goes, oh, it's fun, never been. Like, she was scoffing at the fact, but we were like, I feel like this is going to be more our vibe. So that was that. We like had to scurry out of there.
Oh my god, we were
paid our bill. We got
the giggles. So
however,
it was like church with my sisters.
Oh, that's what it felt like. We were in confession.
Oh my god,
looking at all the crystals in there.
The man holding the napkin was intense.
It got me right there.
I could tell she was
and then that's where I shut down a little bit, and I was like, guys, this is not like I'm ready to go play blackjack. But anyways, in my own little world, I look over to a booth across the table, and there's just one man sitting there, and he looks like the chef from Ratatouille.
White button down.
Yeah, like looked exactly like him. And the first word that I like turn around, I'm like, Ratatouille. And she looks right over and she's like, oh my god, yeah. And we told Elizabeth, and she was like, Ratatouille? Where?
Where? And then Tracy goes, she's looking for the rat.
After 5 minutes of her looking over there, like not understanding, she was like,
I was not following.
You don't say.
I was literally looking for a guy that looked like a mouse.
And we kept laughing.
I
don't understand. I don't understand. We're like, drop it. Drop the Ratatouille. She couldn't get that. So then we're leaving.
Wait, hold on. Another thing about the wine. So when we ordered the bottle of wine, By the way, I didn't order the cheapest one, the second cheapest. It was the second cheapest, but
I would have ordered the cheapest.
And the waitress was like, "Oh, I love that one. That is such a great pick." And we were like,
No. She said that, and then I said, "You guys, she thinks that you're saying a different one," because I heard her say the name right by my shoulder, and she was
no, she did say the right name, but I do think she was kind of
no, she didn't. And then you pointed to it, and she said, "Oh yeah, the blah blah blah." She was recovering. Yes, she was, because then she made this face like...
It was a really good bottle of wine, though.
It was.
Yeah, I do believe her that she actually likes it. She probably drinks it on a Tuesday. Like on her couch.
I don't even believe her. I think she's being kind, which is fine. That's her job.
She buys it at the corner store.
Yeah. So we leave, okay? And she comes chasing after us. She's like,
oh my God, I forgot about this.
She's like, you forgot to leave me the paper. She thought we weren't going to tip her, and we're stiffing her. So then we really looked like trash.
Okay, back up, though. They bring you the freaking check in a book. Like a, how do you describe it?
A safe.
It was like a safe.
Yeah.
It was
it really?
intense.
I didn't see that.
Yeah.
Yes, it was like in this book thing that we had to like open up.
Oh my God, relax.
And I feel like I signed it and we sat there for the longest time. But maybe I was just off in my own world. Yeah, we were eating our gold chocolate.
It felt like we were in there for 5
years.
hours.
Like, I could have sworn she already came... Which I guess she did come. She ran my card, but then she left the paper, and I signed it. And then I thought she took the other paper, but I just took the receipts that were still in front of me, which happened to include her tip paper. So she, like, comes after us, and I'm like, oh, my God, I'm so sorry, which luckily I had it filled out and everything. Like, she knew I wasn't just trying to, like, leave. But, yeah. So then she thought that we were stiffing her on her tip, too, which was also really embarrassing.
Yeah. So at this point, though, we're like, okay, let's just go to the casino floor maybe and play some blackjack.
Get more into our element.
Yeah. Get a little trashy here. Is that what we did that night, though? Play blackjack?
Yeah, but I feel like that there was something else that we did.
Like, I feel like we went to a different bar or something, but maybe not.
Everything ran together.
No, I think we just got drinks at... Oh, it was when that guy was... when
Mr. Mosby.
When Sav told...
Who's Mr. Mosby?
That guy.
Oh,
yes.
My God. So there was this guy who worked there. He was really funny, actually. And he was like, one of those people who's just like razzing you.
Yes.
Like, you know, picking fun. And he's like, what? You don't like me? You know, whatever. He was picking fun at everyone.
He was like, what? You don't like me because I'm black? I'm like, what are you talking about?
And then this was what Elizabeth said. I have a black dog.
No, he said, you got anybody black in your house? And I said, I have 2 black dogs. And Lauren pulls up this random photo from Google of these 2 little foo-foo poodles. And
it was actually not from Google. It was my old dog and my sister's old dog.
Okay, and they're not black.
Golden doodles.
And when she pulled that up, I was like, that is not my dog. And I hit Lauren on the shoulder, and he goes, oh, I bet she don't hit them.
He was hilarious. He was just cracking us up.
Also, before that was when those guys were talking to us, and we said that Sav and Tracy were sisters. And what did he say?
I missed that part.
No, about him saying that I look like I was 39.
Yeah. Oh, he said, that couldn't be. I mean, she's at least 39.
Yeah, no, because
he was trying to give Tracy a compliment.
Yes, but it actually was a
That's when we said that I was her daughter.
Oh, right.
He said I was her daughter, and he was like kind of trying to like get in there a little bit, but he was like, "Well, that can't be. She looks like she's 39." I was like, 39.
And his reaction, we all started cracking up, and you could tell that he was just like,
meanwhile,
all right, I'm done. I can't even talk to you.
She was called by 39. Meanwhile, we're in our 30s. Tracy's in her early 40s. We're like, okay.
He really did not hit the mark, though.
No. He was trying to give a compliment. We were like, okay, shoot you.
And he knew. He was like, you ladies have a good night. Like, he
had to go. What was the video you just showed me, though?
Of her with the random ladies while we were watching.
Oh, my God. So then we played blackjack, and then all of a sudden, Tracy's playing roulette because she's good at that, but we don't know how to play. So we were just standing around the table, and there was this guy making a big fuss at the table. So we were like standing there for the show because we were like, all right, well, what's going to happen here?
Yeah.
He was like asking them to review the cameras. He made the pit boss come over.
Yeah.
You know, he was getting real into it. So we're like, all
and
right.
then, of course, people were like gathering around. Like trying to figure out what's going on.
But then Sav and I were still standing there, and there were these 2 girls standing behind us, smoking a cig by the Dior show, and then Elizabeth goes, I'm gonna hang out with those girls for a minute. I'll be back, guys. We're like, oh my God, we look back, she's hanging, chit-chatting.
They were great.
Making best friends with them.
They were great. They were talking about how all they wanted to do was go sit in their room and get drunk and get on their PJs. I'm like, that's
they said their husbands were down there, and they're like, we just want to go back to our room. Which we were like, relate to that. But, okay, so that was night one, and then we just called it a night.
Was that the night I hummed in my sleep? No, that was the next night. No. Yeah, that was the
Everything's running together.
I know, me too.
I know.
So
we
this is the night, though. Okay, yeah. So we went to bed because we were like, we have massages at 9 a.m.
Yeah. Wait, Sav needs to talk about our masseuse.
Yeah, I was going to say, hold on. So we go to our massage in the morning, okay? And first of all, they were like starving. We hadn't eaten yet. And they had these little like donuts. And Sav's like, I need to get a donut.
They were cream puffs.
Cream puffs. And all of a sudden they're like, Savannah. They're looking everywhere. She hasn't even finished getting her robe on. She didn't get any cream puffs. We're like,
or a drink of water.
She's gonna be pissed.
And I didn't even get to use the restroom before I got down there.
To be fair, you were playing around in your locker for a long time.
Oh, I couldn't figure. I locked my stuff in there, and then I locked things outside on the couch, and I was just trying to get everything in there, and then you guys were yelling at me, and I wanted a donut. Yeah, you came over and you're like, Savannah, they're yelling for you. What are you doing?
Called your name 100 times. I just wanted her to shut up, but I was like, okay, I'll go get her.
Why do I have to go first? I just got down there.
I don't know.
Like, half my robe on, things falling out my pockets.
It was hilarious that of all people you got called first.
I know, I'm like, wow.
It's like, give me a donut.
So she gets called back. She's chit-chatting with the lady. Elizabeth gets called back. She's chit-chatting. I get this woman. She didn't speak the whole way back. And when I say whole way back, they're like,
it's like a mile away.
A mile away. There's like branches off of like, I was like, what was happening? I've never seen a spot so big.
I was really confused by that like middle room we passed, like where people were hanging out.
Me too. I'm like, was that just a hangout zone?
Yeah, it was like a lounge.
Show they were just like,
they never told us about that.
Oh, he told me, and my guy was great.
My girl didn't say a word.
Oh, we walked all the way back. He escorted me to the restroom, opened the door, like
wow.
Oh,
what was his name
stood
again?
Outside. Hugh. Yeah, he stood outside of the door like this, waiting on me. And then he took me back, told me all the facts about the biggest spa there, whatever. There's like 56 rooms. Yeah, no, because my guy was great.
Yeah, wow.
I know, but. I had the best masseuse there. He was going crazy.
So she comes out and we're like, how was your massage, everybody? Everyone's like, it's good. And Savannah's like, that was the best massage I've ever had. I walked in, he's saying, picture like a rainforest. He was getting deep in. We're like, oh my God, this sounds amazing. So in my mind, I'm like, well, she basically had Tarzan and he was probably this hot, big, buff dude. And I was like, that's great. I'm so happy for you. You know, whatever. I'm imagining Tarzan. Later that night, we start talking about it and she's like, he's this little man with glasses, gray hair. I'm like, wait, what? I was picturing like Tarzan and what's the woman in Tarzan? You guys in there?
I wish.
Jane, isn't it?
Jane, yeah. I'm like, wow, that's not what I was picturing.
Also, to back up, we stayed at the Bellagio this year. We didn't even touch on this.
Oh, yeah. Oh, you're right. Okay. So last year we stayed at the Wynn, and this year we stayed at the Bellagio. Mind you, I have never been to Vegas outside of these 2 times. But from what we hear, the Wynn is like top dog.
Yeah.
And so we kept making this joke at the Bellagio. Let me preface, the hotel was very nice. But
it's not that the Bellagio isn't nice.
The Bellagio was
much
great.
different.
But we got in there and we started to unpack our stuff and we're like, they didn't have like a dresser or anything. We're like, okay, guess we'll just live out of our suitcases.
It was the smallest
And everything
room.
that kept happening, we kept being like, this wouldn't happen at the Wynn. This wouldn't happen at the Wynn. And we're like, if anyone hears us talking, we're like completely joking, but acting like the Bellagio was literally like.
There was like an iPad on the wall last year that would like open the blinds and stuff. And this year we were like, no iPad this year.
And the button was like by the front of the room. You had to like get out of bed. We were just acting ridiculous about it. But
anyways,
anyway,
old school phone by our toilet this year.
And then I messed up and made a comment about our long going joke about firing me. And I was like, well, I am getting fired.
No,
I was like, well, you guys hired me and I gotta go to a different hotel. I guess next year you just have to fire me and you can go right on back to the Wynn. Have fun.
All week when Savannah would say something, we're like, well, we're not at the Wynn because of you.
I talked to Peter the first night and he's like, I'm surprised Lauren didn't leave already and get a different room. She's like, I thought about it.
It did cross my mind. No, the room was great. I just always make a joke about how like I'm so picky about a hotel room. I don't know why. And
she doesn't even let housekeeping come in and make the bed.
Okay, let's talk about that for a minute. I'd love to know how many people do. I do not let housekeeping come in, even if I'm staying at the Taj Mahal.
Oh, I love it.
I don't need a random person coming in,
to messing with my and tidy up for you,
really
clean up your
bed at home. Like, put it outside the door. Obviously, I put my stuff outside the door, but they'll take it anyways. I don't need them rooting around in my stuff.
They're not.
And then I can't find stuff. make my bed. I'm there for like 2 nights. I'm not like
I know, but I
there.
love getting into like a freshly made hotel bed that's nice and like.
This is the other thing. Oh, we need people to debunk. Elizabeth thinks that they like change the sheets.
If you ask, some places do. They'll change them every day. But
if you ask, but they're just making the bed. Like this is bare minimum. Do you know how many rooms they have to
some
change?
places they will every day.
I'm sure if they like found something suspicious on the bed, they'd change it. But
no, or if it's like a bougie ass place, they will.
Sorry, not familiar with that. Some of us don't know. Yeah. Sorry. Holiday Inn Express isn't changing those beds. But anyways, I don't like housekeeping to come in. And so I put the do not disturb, and Tracy took it off one day. She's like, housekeeping's coming in here.
Yeah, we definitely ganged up on you on that one. We were all ready for housekeeping.
Yeah, so that was that. But anyways,
massages.
Oh, yes.
And then we went to market.
Yeah.
So there's 2 market shows there, which is really weird. But the first one started Sunday. So we went to that for like several hours. We wanted to have a pool day, but we were like, no, we should go to this one and knock it out so that we don't have to go back over there again. It's like a smaller one. And we actually ended up finding a lot of really good stuff over there. It's some of our like brands they're like sifters, we call them, where like sometimes we find like a really awesome gem and sometimes we don't find anything. But we ended up finding some really good stuff that first day. So that was really exciting. And then we came back at like probably 4-ish. Oh wow, that just totally fell off.
No, I took it off.
Oh, wow. And what did we do after that? We went and laid by the pool for a little bit and just chilled. Got some Aperol spritzes and chilled by the pool. Oh, and then we went to dinner.
Yeah, at the pool we were laughing because I was laying on the chair and they're like, you're not going to come in the water? I'm like, I need some scroll time. You know, when you go on a trip with people, you're like, love all y'all, but I need a minute to just lay here by myself. We were laughing because this was the same night. No, we'll get to this night. But we stayed in one night and watched a movie, and Elizabeth talked the whole time. And I'm like, just zip it for a sec. Like, no, read the room.
I was not just going to sit in Vegas and not talk when I have 3 friends sitting around me.
We were watching
It was
a
6
movie.
p.m. I know, and I was asking some questions.
A lot of questions.
Thank you. I was just about to say, I'm not going to say it because they're going to say
I just wanted somebody to talk to me.
I was ready to go to a pool party, but no one wanted to go to the flamingo.
Oh, wait, well, we'll get to that night. We got to backtrack. Okay, so that was Sunday, and then we were like,
was that Super Freako night?
Yeah, I was going to say, hold on, because we got to talk about Super Freako. So that night, yes.
God, we did a lot that night.
I know, we really packed a lot in. So we came back, we did the pool for a little bit, and then we were like, we got to go back and get ready for dinner. It's at 8.
Oh, right.
Remember, it was like a later reservation.
Yeah.
So we go to this restaurant called Super Freako.
It was so awesome.
It was so fun.
If you guys go to Vegas, you have to put it on your list.
We weren't sure like what to expect. When I say like dinner show, I don't mean like a classy show. I mean like it was hilarious. We first walk in and
we found it on TikTok, right?
Yeah. There's this guy who's standing on the bar in a kilt and he makes this drink and puts it on this like ring and he's like, you know, using like physical force, whatever. He's like walking around the bar. It's kind of circusy-ish.
I was gonna say it's almost like a mix between like circus / drag / a really good restaurant. Yeah, like the food was amazing.
That's what I was just about to say. But the restaurant itself was delicious. Yeah. I got this fruity pebble chocolate drink.
Oh yeah, they have all those like
which sounds disgusting, but it was so yummy. And
then food was so good.
I was gonna say the food was amazing. Mind you, this is how good the food was. There was this woman who was in a penguin costume, and then she like whips it off at the end and had these like nipple tassels. She's swinging around. Right behind me. I was trying to say it nice, but swinging around her nipple tassels, and she was standing directly behind Elizabeth doing this, and Elizabeth just carries on eating her pasta. It was so good. We're like, look up for the pasta.
It was flabbergasted.
Yeah.
I just turned around and there's just a naked penguin.
Oh my god, I know. It was so great. That place was so fun.
Then was, like,
they just came out of nowhere.
Bear that like shakes his butt to left cheek, right cheek. Like there's just so many funny
things. And the juggler woman. The juggler woman was really awesome. And the cow. Oh my god, yeah.
Muesha?
What?
Muesha.
Is that
what yeah. He was a drag cow.
Yeah, was like from Ohio, and he said he during COVID moved out there, and he got this gig, and now he has like a alter ego out there. And
he's from Sydney, Ohio.
We actually chatted with him for a while.
I texted my brother-in-law because he's from Sydney, and in the morning I had a text back from him that said, "That's so-and-so. I roomed with his brother at Capitol for a minute." I'm like, oh my god.
It's hilarious. I'm like, small world.
Small town Ohio.
Yeah. So that was really fun. We I feel like that was like probably my favorite night.
That was really fun.
Even just describing the restaurant is not going to do it justice because
you guys should look it up on TikTok.
The restaurant was really cool and fun and whatever. So we had a good time there. And then they're connected to there is a speakeasy that is made to look like a ski lodge.
That was really fun too.
Same.
That was more of our speakeasy vibe.
Yeah, it was fun. It was chill. And I was like,
do you want me to hold this for you? She's like, just
an interview.
Yeah, I was like, God, I'm not on E-News.
They had a bunch of dollar bills and stuff up there. Wait, is that?
Yeah.
We did our little, okay. They had a bunch of dollar bills up there, and they didn't want us to do it anymore because they don't put them up there.
He said the owner doesn't want that vibe anymore. Yeah. That's what makes the place.
I know.
But he was like, if you can figure out how to do it with your own resources, then I'll turn my head for a second. So we had some lip liner, $1.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yes.
And I was chewing on some gum.
Yeah.
And I literally split it in half and it looked like it was a
Sticky
little and put it on the back of the dollar and stuck it
So
up on the wall with my gum.
It's stuck up there with
speakeasy.
Yeah.
What's the speakeasy
lip
called?
liner. It was called
It's like the
Ski Lodge.
speakeasy.
It's called the
It's
Ski
called the Ski Lodge,
Mm-hmm.
and it's within Super Frico, which is within the Cosmo.
Yeah.
Yes, but you can access it from not inside Super Frico. You can
Oh,
access
right.
it from just inside the Cosmo, like around the corner from like where the chandelier bar is and that like food court area.
Yeah.
And connecting to the next hotel.
Yeah, that was a really fun one. They had like shot skis, and that was a really cool casual.
So we walk in, and the first thing Tracy says is, "Let's do a shot ski," and I was like, "Whoa, dog, no," because the shot ski is normally with Jaegers.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah,
I thought it was just an act of
it's normally with like Jaeger, and I was like, I'm gonna be real honest and not to be a party pooper here, but I'm not doing Jaeger. Number one, I was gonna say I'll throw up on the bar.
Same.
I'm too much of a child. I absolutely.
What did we end up doing? A lemon drop?
So then we said we'll agree to do it if we do something like light and easy.
Yeah.
So the guy's like, okay, I can do lemon drops. We're like, all right. Okay, so let me set the scene. It's Savannah, Elizabeth, me, Tracy. Mind you, I am 5'2", and the rest of them are like
we're
5'8"
like a foot taller than her.
Okay, so we lift the shot ski. Thank God I guzzled my shot down in one sip, which is also very unlike me. I usually am my baby with it. But thank God I just swallowed it all in one because their arms lift way higher than mine, and so they lifted it, and the whole shot glass came crashing down on me. Thank God it was empty. And the guy was like, "Oh my God, are you okay?" I'm like, "I'm fine." But that was kind of fun.
That was fun. That speakeasy, I would go back. I would go back to Super Frico and
we're definitely going back to Super Frico if we go back.
Yeah, that was really
fun. So that part, anyways, it was just
one.
chill. We just hung out there for a while.
Don't recommend the speakeasy within the Bellagio.
Well, unless you're a billionaire and you want to look swanky, go. Yes. But other than that,
you're like trying to impress clients, maybe. But
I still would be like, this isn't my vibe.
Yeah.
Too stuffy.
But I do
but
highly
the ski
recommend
lodge was so fun. That whole night was so fun.
Yeah, that
was
so
chill.
Fun. I was doing splits on the escalator.
Yep,
I was just about to say on the way back, Elizabeth was so freaking proud of herself. She did a split twice in the escalator. We're like,
I I can't do the splits anymore, but I was trying.
On every escalator.
And before we got on the escalator, we were walking around trying to follow Tracy home, which we should have known.
Savannah.
History repeats itself. Tracy likes to take the long route, and we said, all right, Tracy, you got to give up the reins and let Savannah take us back because we've now gone in 3 circles. By this point, Elizabeth had taken off her shoes
my feet hurt so bad.
A public casino in Las Vegas.
I didn't even care.
I just
didn't even care.
Also,
wasn't the first time I did that last year.
I was like, oh my God, you're repulsive. And so she takes off her shoes, and so she's on the escalator barefoot doing a split. I'm like, oh my God, we look like trash.
You're welcome.
Yeah. And so that was on our way back. We had to walk like 7 miles until Savannah took over.
Yeah.
Love Tracy, circles. But when we have some drinks in us, her
she likes to go on a sightseeing tour.
Yeah, she likes to go on a little tangent of sightseeing, and by that point, the rest of us are like, my dogs are barking. Yeah, we gotta get out.
One thing about me is I can make it back wherever I need to go, whatever state I'm in.
I feel like I'm kind of like that, except in Vegas.
Perfect.
Not in Vegas.
Oh, I was like, are you kidding?
No,
every
in
time
Vegas,
I
could never. I still couldn't tell you where we were in relation to other places. Never.
This is the first trip that you guys haven't had like a missed reservation
it's
or
because I made
flight or something,
it's
right?
I made the flights. I made the massages. I made the Super Frico reservation.
I made my own flight.
Yes, yours.
And
after I told you exactly which one I made the rest of us.
I also made the hotel.
No.
Yes.
Let's think back.
We did.
We had a whole debate about. I said, okay, yeah, this is it. Double
Thank
queen room.
God we ended up having 2 beds in that room.
It's because I told her what it was. She wanted to get a room.
One bed,
and I'm like,
no, I didn't. I didn't want to get a one.
She
bed.
didn't want to. She thought that was the one.
I was paranoid that we were booking a room with 1 bed.
Anyways, there was some hand holding involved, and that's why we went.
But I did see the email that they were like, the card's not working because we had to get a new credit card. That could have Well, I handled it.
Mm-hmm. No, you did after. Yeah, I'm just saying.
Check in. There were no issues.
I have learned something over the last years that
don't let me plan things.
No, you can. I just assistance.
Luke Combs, I did pretty good.
You
too.
did well. Remember, we got to the front. Savannah goes, "I'm curious
so
to see if we're even getting in
I
here."
was so scared. I was like, "Oh my god."
She has a lot of skills.
Tickets weren't gonna work.
Yeah, she has a lot of skills, but execution of a plan is not one of them.
Yeah. That's it for part 1 of our Vegas recap. Part 2 coming next week.